Once you're on the dashboard of Onshape, you want to make a new document right here in the top left. Click it, make a new document, and title it. You can title whatever. I'm just going to say chassis. Create public document. It's loading. Once you have the document ready, it will have a Part Studio and an Assembly 1. For this tutorial, you want to be on Assembly 1 and not Part Studio. If you see these planes, that means you're on the wrong one, so you want to go to Assembly 1. With Assembly, you should only see a point of origin, and that should be about it. Since we're doing a chassis, we of course need some kind of parts to assemble together. We're not making these parts today. We are just going to get them from GoBuilder. That's about it. We're just going to put them together. So now you want to go to GoBuilder. You can type in gobuilder.com. It's probably the simplest way. But you want to get on the document, and then you want to go to Structure, Channel, and then go to U Series, U Size Channel, and pick the 13-hole one. With this, we don't need to download anything. You could, but I think this is an easier way. If you just get the number, which is under the name of the piece, it should be a series set of number, and this one is just happens to be 1120-0013, so on and so forth. And all you want to do is just copy and paste it, and it'll be relevant later on. Now, after you have this piece, you want to go back to Onshape, and then now you want to insert it in. How you do that? You just want to go press the insert button, which is under the title here. And then there'll be current document, other documents, and starting content. You want to go to other documents, and it should say public. If it's not in public, if it doesn't say search in public, then you can go to document filters, and it'll say public here. After you got to the public one, you want to paste your channel name or your number and just press enter, and you'll get a bunch of like step files or just the name. You can really choose any of these. I'm just going to choose the first one. Occasionally it will, because this is another assembly, it will have other parts, and if this happens, you just copy and paste it again and you'll find it like that. And you just should insert it in like this. There you go. And once you have the part, you want to press the green check. After this, since we need more parts, you need more than one parts to assemble an assembly, you want to go back to GoBuilder and go to Structures again. And this time you want to go to Mounts. Click the quad block pattern mounts and pick the middle one. This one. Again, under the title, you want to get the number. This one is 1201, so on and so forth. Copy, and just do the same thing. Insert, and make sure to go to public documents, not beyond your previous. You can just press the home button again, public, and then put in the number, and you'll find a bunch. Press this, and if it doesn't show up, press it again, and you'll have a quad block. There you go. Now, since this tutorial includes a motor to be assembled with it, we also need to get the motor. So back to GoBuilder. This time go to Motion, Motors, and the first Yellow Jacket Planetary Gear motors. And in this case, it doesn't really matter what kind of motor you choose because they all look the same. But I'm just gonna go for 312. You can get the name, copy, and paste. You wanna just go for. Unfortunately, this one will come up. The motor will come up as an assembly, so you want to make sure. If you're not in Part Studios, you want to make sure you're in assemblies. And then get it, drag it out, and click, and green check mark. Now, before we do anything, before we assemble anything, we want to make sure this motor doesn't be not being intact. We want to make sure it stays together. So we can do something called, we can group them together, which is a function on Onshape. It basically makes it so a piece is all together and it won't fall apart. And it will be on this top screen and it'll look like two rectangles and a transparent rectangle. And once you click that, highlight everything, you can just press the green check mark and you're good. It will not fall apart now. After this, you want to get the quad block, get it over here, and you want to assemble it onto the motor. So you do a fastens mate, which is near the front, and get one of the holes of the quad block where it will correspond to the holes on the motor. Click around here on the bottom side, and there should be a circle right in the middle. Click it, and now it will know, Onshape will know that where to put it on. And then you want to click one of the 4 motor holes, screw holes in the center right here, and make sure the circle is still in the middle and you're clicking like the rim of the screw hole. Once you have that, it might phase together a little, don't worry. You can flip the primary axis, which is this arrow. And then if it's still not in the right place, you can spin it around a little. And eventually you will have 4 holes that are lined up to each other, and press the green check mark once it's like that. Now you have the quad block onto the motor. You kind of need gears to move that. So go back to GoBuilder, motion, gears, and then go for the bevel gears. These are the kind that they make a kind of 90-degree angle when they spin. And then go for the hexagonal one, because that's the kind of motor we're using. Get the number. Go back to the Onshape document. Go to public. Enter. Enter again. Just choose it. And there's your gear. Very cool. Now, actually, you need two. You just need one of these, actually. Never mind. Now, you just want to put this. You want to put this gear onto this motor. How you do that? You want to use something called cylindrical mate, which is on the top too, and it's like a cylinder with a arrow pointing down and an arrow spinning around, kind of. You want to click that, and once you click that, you want to make sure you know where to put it correctly. So you want to have the circle. You want to have the little circle in the middle, very middle of the quad block, and then click like the circle around. Click it, and then now it will be in the right place. Now you're gonna go to your motor, and also do it on the motor, which you can just do on the quad block. Right here, just make sure the circle's in the middle. It might be upside down, that's fine. You can just click the arrow, put the primary axis, and check mark. Now that is on. Now it's phasing in. Now you kind of have to worry about it phasing in. Basically, now all you want to do is pull it out, because you can do that with cylindrical mate. You can pull it out, and then basically it will be floating. And now all you want to do is get something called planar, which is right next to something called slider and cylindrical. It's kind of like a square with 4 arrows, kind of looking like a compass, but not quite circle. Press it, and then it'll pop up, and you want to go on the very rim of the gear and make sure the little circle's in the middle, and just press it once it's and it will highlight all of the bottom rim. And now you just want to kind of plant it on to the quad block, and basically it won't be phasing in anymore. Now, because you have some spacers in your motor too, you want to offset it by -3 millimeters, and it will be slightly floating, and that's because of the spacers you would use for the motor. Click the green check mark, and that's the gear done. Now all you need to do is put the motor in the channel, which is pretty easy. You just get a fastens mate, click one of the circles, line it up with another circle on this one, so it'll be like this side. Click the inside circle, because if you click the outside circle, it would try to fuse with the outside circle. Don't want that. If you click the inside, did I click wrong? It might be fused together. You just flip the primary axis, spin it around, press the green check mark, make sure it's inside, and it'll be attached inside. Now, generally, you want your motors inside the channel, but this still works. So now you'll have a motor that gear should spin. You can make it spin by fixing the channel like that, and it'll make sure it won't move anymore. And you can spin the gear. That's what cylindrical mate does. Alright, that's pretty much the end of the tutorial. So I hope your future endeavors are bright with this new kind of knowledge, and we'll see you later. Bye, have a great time.